Hi, my name is Alexis Cifuentes, and today I'm going to be talking about child star abuse in the entertainment industry. God, it bothers me so much. I don't know what needs to be changed or how it can be changed, but it really has to, said Jeanette McCurdy while discussing her days as a Nickelodeon star. While traversing extreme peaks and valleys of global fame, hidden medical hospitalizations, artistic milestones, rapid adultification, and multi-layered abuse I would wish on no one, I narrowly survived the toddler to train wreck pipeline, said Allison Stoner while discussing her days as a Disney star. The laws have been wildly ignored, and the safety of our children should come first when we are on those sets. Period, states Corey Feldman as he discusses the current child protection laws in the industry. These voices are among the select few child actors in the entertainment industry who over the years have come forward about the abuse that they have had to live with for years in silence. With the influence of the hashtag #MeToo movement, they have become strong enough to share not only what they have gone through, but to use that as a personal drive to fix the child entertainment industry in hopes that the abuse that they have had to endure will never happen to future child actors. In order to change this incredibly corrupt system we call the entertainment industry, we'll first be diving into what exactly the problems are within it and how we can fix them. First, let's discuss what the core weaknesses of this entertainment industry are. One of the biggest issues that you hear about in the child entertainment industry is sexual harassment on set. Even though only a few have come forward about these horrendous accounts of sexual abuse that occurred, those who have come forward also describe it happening to their peers. This happened to Corey Feldman, who has not only spoken up about all of the pain, hurt, and incredible horrific incidents that he's gone through, but what has happened to his peer, Corey Haim, and why he couldn't live with it. However, just because these stars have finally gathered the courage to bring these disastrous situations to light, it does not necessarily mean anything was done about it. For instance, Allison Stoner and her case of sexual abuse was another incident that experts at Disney swept under the rug. How did they do this? Well, the answer is sad but simple. NDAs. NDAs, otherwise known as non-disclosure agreements, are legally binding contracts entertainment companies use to protect trade secrets, client information, and other valuable information. If broken by discussing anything binding with a non-authorized party, it could result in a lawsuit. Although NDAs are supposed to be used for protection, they somehow are being used immorally in order to keep child actors in the industry from discussing the harassment they go through. And this is much like Allison's case. So how can we stop big companies like Disney from using this against future representation? The sad truth is, non-disclosure agreements can never fully be taken out of the entertainment industry. There have been many pending laws that could definitely help though. For example, one of them is trying to be passed currently in California, New York, Kansas, and several other states. This law could give victims who've signed one of these binding contracts the chance to possibly speak out against their abuser. I'm so sorry. Oh. Against their abuser in anonymity. In order to protect them from being sued by these big companies. Another one that's in the works that could definitely help those coming into the industry, by protecting the right to refuse to sign an NDA without being removed from the project. This law has been passed in Arizona and Kansas, and although currently all 50 states are employing children, 2 of these states is not going to be enough to bring the change that the child industry needs. These laws are waiting to be passed, And if we can gather more and more support, they could. But that's not the only area in the entertainment industry that we really need to improve upon. Another really big issue in the industry is the lack of supervision that is on set. The child labor laws do require supervision on set to accompany all minors. Many of these incidents have occurred even though they supposedly have this supervision. However, those who do supervise tend to think, oh, maybe I can just leave them with this person because they're supposed to be trusted, such as the producers, the directors, anybody of that sort. Or sometimes they know what's going on, but they choose to ignore it. That one's more common. This happened to Corey Feldman. He's spoken up many times about this, especially all of the horrifying encounters that he had with Harvey Weinstein, along with his fellow peer, Corey Haim. And while discussing those incidents, he almost always describes being alone with Weinstein. A way we could fix this lack of supervision on set would be to provide each set with a mental health specialist. So if an incident were to occur like this, there would be representation, not in favor of some big company, but in favor of the actor. Child star Alison Stoner discusses how she wishes this could have been possible for her on many of the sets that she worked on. Her new documentary discussing the negative outcomes of being a child actor discusses how, although a mental health expert could be very beneficial in representing victims of sexual abuse on set, they also use this idea as a way for child stars to have that guidance to be able to discuss their other situations, such as eating disorders, drug and alcohol abuse, and even neglect from their parents, which is all very common issues within child stars. In conclusion, the life of a child star can be very difficult and scarring for those involved, whether it is because of the creeps that they have to deal with, the binding contracts they're being forced to sign. But you know what really makes this situation horrific is that no one ever does anything about it. Yes, everyone knows that these children are truly suffering and don't do anything about it. So with that in mind, I urge you, get off of Facebook, get off of Snapchat, get off of Instagram for at least 5 minutes and go to Child USA and go and sign this petition that could not only get these laws passed to help with these poor child stars and their NDA agreements, but that could also just improve child labor laws as a whole. Thank you so much.